downtown St. Louis, a place full of beauty and certainly lots of history.
It felt like there were stories around downtown especially that were literally right underneath you, right under your nose, that people didn't know about.
Now those stories are having a rebirth of sorts thanks to Adam Frick Verdine, the founder of Unheard of STL.
Unheard of STL is an interactive audio map that explores St. Louis's diverse history through cinematic audio stories.
He says cinematic audio stories are kind of like little short films for your ears. Like the story of Percy Green, who climbed the arch to protest a lack of black workers.
After we got to about 25 feet up, somebody said, hey, what are you doing? And by that time, we would laugh. You say, oh, sorry, my friend, too late now. And we was on our way.
The interactive map currently has 10 different topics about St. Louis history, and each story is about 3 to 5 minutes long.
We want to cover as much ground as we could. There's Black history, women's rights, Native stories, and we wanted to make sure to include an LGBTQIA story.
Illustrations from a local artist help visually create each scene, and archival photographs or photos of the site as it is now brings context to each space.
All but one are fully scripted, and so we're imagining what Virginia Minor might have said. Or the James Eade story has a lot of direct quotes from some of his speeches.
It's not an app, it's a free website, so you don't have to be at each spot to hear the story, but it does make the experience more interesting.
They're all fully produced with actors and sound design and fully scripted, so it's not a walking tour, it's not just somebody telling you about the history. You hit play and you're inside the story.
While standing in front of the old courthouse, you can bring yourself back to 1872 with Virginia Minor, who sued the city of St. Louis for her right to vote.
Virginia Minor was working at the same time as Susan B. Anthony was, just in a different part of the country. Ultimately, when Susan B. Anthony, when they made a larger movement, they took a lot of ideas from Virginia Minor.
I tried, Francis. I said, Mr. Happersett, I'd like to register to vote, please. And he just sent me right back out.
You're lucky. Susan B. Anthony was jailed for voting.
But at least she got to vote.
Then there's a story about hairdresser to the stars, Buddy Walton.
Anyone who was anyone stopped by to visit Buddy for a rinse, comb, or style.
Mr. Walton grew up in a small town near Potosi, Missouri, in the roaring 20s. While his brothers played sports, Buddy fixed his father's hair.
Part of his story happened at the Majestic Hotel. Although seeing it today, you'd never know. And that's one of the main reasons for this project.
So we wanted to bring as many points around downtown to life in that way as we could.
It's a history lesson that just might get you to take a second look at something you've seen several times.
That's what I love about audio, is that you can be in the physical place, but you can be experiencing sort of something different.